year 2015, in a high school in Seoul, a place where even the government law is unreachable, a school named Gukyang High School becomes more of a battlegrounds for everyone to prove their strength. In this world, the strong make the rules and the weak suffer under the tyranny of those above them. In this lawless school of survival and death, the first years have their leader, and so does the second and third years. The leader of the third years, however, is considered to be the king of this lawless place. If the king orders you to complete a task and you refuse to comply, it's either you die by his hands or you quit the school and still risk being hunted in the town. This is how dangerous the vicinity ruled by raw strength and survival is. A new set of first years are seen about to compete with each other to select their leader. Brown Bear, a first year, decides to intimidate Hwang, another first year. At first glance, we see Hwang shaking in his pants, but since he doesn't want to look like a target for bullying, he talks back at Brown Bear. Bull Fist, another strong first year, comes in as he threatens to kill Brown Bear if he moves a muscle towards Hwang. The tension between the duo is seen at a high level as we see the atmosphere giving bloodlust vibes. Just then, the second years come in. Their leader named Zombie and the second in command named Truck are seen leading the pack. They have come to watch how the hierarchical fight between the first years will unfold. Zombie sees Bull Fist as he realizes that his dominant right arm is broken. Bull Fist asks him not to worry because a wounded tiger is still capable of catching a rabbit. This word sends chills to spines of everyone who heard it, and even Zombie starts to get fond of him. The scene takes us to the principal's office. He sees an abnormality as he looks scared in his seat. Here comes the main character of this story, Wook, a new transfer student who has changed schools because of a tragedy that occurred in his old school. He was challenged by all the monsters in the school, hence breaking their bones and sending them to the hospital. The law doesn't favor him as his grandmother is made to use her life savings to treat the attackers in the hospital. Wook promises his grandmother that he wouldn't fight anymore, which made him change schools. We see that most of the first years are unconscious after fighting, leaving Brown Bear and Bull Fist standing. The fight begins as Brown Bear attacks with a punch and Bull Fist blocks with his broken arm. Brown Bear attacks one more time, which pushes Bull Fist backwards. Bull Fist continues to dodge most of Brown Bear's attacks as one hits him, sending him flying to hit the wall. Bull Fist changes his stance as he opens his palms. He ducks to dodge an attack as he counters with his left arm. It turned out to be a fake as he strikes Brown Bear with his broken arm. Seeing what just happened, everyone was in shock. But what was even more shocking was that Brown Bear was still standing strong as he says that the attack tickled. Brown Bear unleashes his powerful attack meant to be his last as he strikes Bull Fist down. The winner is decided as the second years are seen going away. A female named Min is made to show Wook around. They get to the cafeteria as a guy bumps into her, making her stumble. With the quick reflexes of a fighter, Wook swoops in to catch Min before she falls. Wook and Min go to sit and eat when the guy that bumped into Min comes to sit at their table with his friends. They talk trash to Min and Wook as Wook decides to ignore them and finish his food. They then pour their food on his head as the place goes silent. Steam shadow starts to emanate from Bro's body as if he is the huge version of Sung Ji-woo. He gets up standing as we see the aura of a tiger around him. Wook walks away with Min as we realize that the only thing that allowed the bullies to live to see the next day was the promise Wook made to his grandmother. A third year is marveled by Wook's actions as he picks up a knife and attacks Wook. He stops the attack in front of Wook's face as we see that Wook didn't even flinch. The third year walks away as Wook breaks the third rule in the school, and that is not to call your senior buddy. The third year turns with an angry look as we also see the aura of Wook's tiger turn dark. The third year explains the rules of the school as he goes in for the attack. The punch reaches Wook's face as he calls it slow. He ducks as he dodges the punch. He prepares a punch when the memory of the promise he made to his grandma flashes in his head. This distracts him as he takes a punch to the face and falls to the ground. Min helps Wook up as she finds it difficult. It turns out that Wook was just pretending so that he wouldn't have to go violent. The third year, on the other hand, still remembers the fear he felt as his hands is seen shaking uncontrollably. In class, Hwang realizes that it was so quiet, he attacks a nerd and misses. He falls to the ground as he feels embarrassed. To feel a sense of authority, he strikes a sleeping Wook at the back of his head, but gets no reaction. He plans to hit harder when Wook counters with a single punch, knocking Hwang out. Bull Fist realizes something as sees that Wook was still asleep when Hwang attacked him. So his body felt in danger and instinctively reacted by throwing the punch. Honestly speaking, this ability is kinda cool and awesome. Back to the story, a couple of big mouths try to spread the word that Hwang has been knocked out. They suddenly hear a cold, chilling voice. It was from Bull Fist as he threatens to make their school life a living hell if he hears word about what happened spreading. After school, Wook meets up with Bull Fist and his friends to ask them to help him live in the school quietly. This agreement makes them come together. Just then, the new leader of the first year named Brown Bear comes in with his boys as he tries to bully Bull Fist. Wook, already pissed off from the previous occurrences, commands Brown Bear to leave quietly. I can't believe that, bro just commanded someone who is meant to be his own leader. Just then a female comes to call Brown Bear. With his perverted face, he follows the girl, but before he left, he orders his boys to beat up Bull Fist and his friends. We see Bull Fist's friends being beaten as the sudden roar of Wook stops them. He raises his guard as he says to himself that the subjugation begins. He starts to do an ancient assassin dance which causes dust smoke in the atmosphere. This creates a camouflage as we see Wook, ready to take out his prey one by one. In his previous school, the law didn't favor him, which ended up making his grandma use her money to pay for the fine, but in this new school and area, the laws of the government cannot reach here, making the shackles that are holding Wook back broken. What do you think Wook would do to those targeting him now that he is free to do what he wants? Honestly, I can't even imagine what would happen. If you want to see what happens next, like and subscribe to the channel and watch out for the next part of this video in 2 days. To be continued.